It so happened that my husband went out with his colleagues for lunch yesterday and got his dabba back. So, what do we do with the leftover chapatis? We make the the most delicious chocolate cake you will ever have. If just the mere thought of adding chapatis to your cake makes you go wow, then do hit the like button. Anyways, coming back to the recipe, we will just tear apart the chapati pieces. Here I have 5 chapati pieces left over. Using the pulse mode function of your mixer jar, just grind them to a coarse powder. We do not want them to be converted into a pasty like form. So remember to use the pulse mode function. If you find any difficulties pulsing your leftover chapatis, then you can also choose to roast them on the tawa until they are pretty hard so that it is easier to pulse it down in the mixer grinder. So out of the 5 chapatis that were left over, I could get a heaped 1 cup of chapati flour here. I would say anywhere between 4 to 6 chapatis would work perfectly fine for this recipe. So we are adding 1 heaped cup of chapati flour, and along with that half a cup of our regular atta, that is whole wheat flour. To that we will add in some cocoa powder, cardamom powder to flavor it up, and finally some baking powder and baking soda. Let's sift this up together until it is combined and lump free. Since it's a whole wheat and jaggery cake, I chose to add cardamom powder here, but instead of cardamom powder, of course, you can go ahead and use some vanilla essence. Let's put our dry ingredients to a side and start with wet ingredients, for which here I have taken some jaggery. Remember to grate your jaggery really fine. You will see why in just few minutes. Along with the jaggery, in goes some room temperature yogurt. We will cream this up until the jaggery is all melted and it comes together as one smooth mixture. Now you see why do we have to grate the jaggery fine, right? So the smaller it is, the easier it would be to incorporate it along with the curd. It took me about 5 to 7 minutes of continuous whisking to get to this stage. So instead of manual whisking, you can go ahead and use your hand mixer as well. Now it's time to incorporate the oil. Whisking continuously, add oil little by little. In that way the oil emulsifies really well with our rest of the wet ingredients. If you add it all at once, you will find it difficult to combine the yogurt mixture and the oil into one single thing. Our wet ingredients are ready and so is our dry ingredients. I also have here some milk. Now it's just time to combine everything up, so we will start with our dry ingredients, alternate between the milk, ending with the dry. So I will add 1 part of our dry ingredients first, mix it up. In goes half of our measured out milk. We will mix that up too and then alternate between our dry ingredients and the milk until we get a smooth cake batter like consistency. If you plan to make this as a regular breakfast loaf cake, then there are certain changes that you will have to make, about which I have talked in detail on my blog spicesandflavors.com. I will leave a link in the description box below for you guys to check it out. I have here a 7-inch cake pan that I have greased with butter and lined with parchment paper. We will add our prepared cake batter into this pan, level it off and then bake in a preheated oven of 180 degrees Celsius for around 30 to 40 minutes. It took me exactly around 36 minutes to bake this cake to perfection. We will remove the parchment paper on the side and then let it sit in the cake tin itself for another 5 minutes before unmolding. To make this whipped cream layer, we will add in some kesar essence to our whipping cream and start whipping it. To sweeten it up, of course, we are gonna add in some icing sugar little at a time, whipping continuously. Once it reaches the soft peak stage, I will go in with my hand whisk and whip it until I get stiff peaks. Once the cake cooled down, I just divided it into two, and then if you notice, I am not even adding some sugar syrup to it because this cake is already really moist. We will just go ahead and add in the prepared whipped cream layer on top, spread it out evenly. Adding in some chocolate chips for a nice crunch and texture. This is totally optional but highly recommended. Place the cake layer on top and then using the remaining whipped cream frosting, just go for a crumb coat. Cake decorating need not be difficult. Yes, we are just gonna crumb coat this cake and leave it as it is, making it a perfect naked cake. One more thing to note is that the cake turned out to be really soft, so please be careful while handling the cake. There are possibilities that it might break apart. Like I said, we are just going in with a thin layer of coating on the sides and on top. Basically, it's a naked cake which looks really classy, elegant and beautiful. But of course, it's your choice entirely. It's your cake. You can go ahead, decorate it with as and how you like, or how you want it to be, or how your clients or customers wants it to be. And that's how beautiful and rustic our cake looks. To prepare the ganache, we will start by heating up some cream. We will just bring it to a light simmer. Do not boil it. Once it starts simmering, just add it on top of the chocolate chips. Here I have used milk chocolate chips. Cover it with the lid and let it sit for just about a minute or two. And then using a spoon, just mix it around until the chocolate is completely dissolved and incorporated into the cream. Without the addition of butter or anything, it already looks so shiny and glossy. Don't you agree? And once the chocolate is all mixed in, I'm just going to show you first how to make a drip cake. So once the chocolate is all mixed in, go ahead with your spoon and just allow the chocolate to drip on the sides a little here and there, just like the way you can see it in the video. If you do not wish to go for a drip loaf cake, you can obviously go ahead and cover the entire cake with chocolate ganache. Again, the decorating part is totally up to you. I'm soon gonna do an elaborate video on how to make a drip cake. So if you haven't subscribed to Spices and Flavors, then do consider subscribing, because I do share some amazing baking recipes and dessert recipes each week. Love how glossy and shiny it turned out to be. Allow it to sit in the refrigerator until the ganache sets completely, and then using the same whipped cream that we used as a frosting in between the cake layers, go ahead and decorate the cake as and how you like. I'm just piping in some rosettes using built-in 1M nozzle tip. Placing some silver beads on top for more decoration. Finally, it's time to dig in and enjoy a slice of cake. And I must say you guys, this is definitely an healthier version of any birthday cakes that you might ever have. First, it's made of whole wheat, no refined sugar, no butter, no condensed milk, and also the best way to use up your leftover chapatis. If you guys also think it's a great alternative to a heavy calorie loaded birthday cake recipe, then definitely hit that like button, subscribe to Spices and Flavors for more such videos, and I will see you soon with yet another recipe. Until then, this is Sushma signing off. Take care. Bye bye.